Hey everyone, welcome to She Speaks Sports. This podcast helps intermediate English learners practice conversational English through fun sports discussions. I'm Billy, and today we're going to make tennis way less confusing than it seems.
And I'm Jetta. We use everyday language and real conversations to help you learn English naturally while talking about the sports we love. Perfect for English learners or anyone who wants to understand sports better. Today, we're talking about why tennis seems so complicated and how to actually understand what's happening.
Okay, Jetta, let's be honest. Tennis scoring is weird, right? Like, why do they say love instead of zero?
Yeah, it is confusing at first. Love just means 0 points. Nobody knows exactly why, but it probably comes from the French word laus, which means egg, because an egg looks like zero.
That's actually kind of cute. But then it goes love 15, 30, 40. Like, what happened to 10 and 20?
Right, it's not normal counting. So in tennis, each point you win moves the score love, 15, 30, 40, then game. The first player to win 4 points wins the game, unless both players reach 40.
Ooh, that's when it gets dramatic. What happens when it's 40-40?
That's called deuce, when both players have 40 points. Someone has to win by 2 points, so they keep playing until one player gets 2 points ahead.
Yes, those deuce moments are so tense. I've seen games where they go back and forth forever. But okay, let's talk about the bigger picture. How many games do you need to win a set? Because I know it's different from men and women sometimes.
Good question. For most tournaments, women play best of 3 sets, so first to win 2 sets wins the match. Men usually play best of 5 sets in big tournaments like Grand Slams, though first to win 3 sets.
Grand slams. Let's talk about those because they're the biggest tournaments. There are four, right?
Yes, the Australian Open in January, the French Open in May and June, Wimbledon in June and July, and the US Open in August and September.
And they're all played on different surfaces. That's what makes tennis so interesting to me. Like, some players are amazing on clay, but struggle on grass.
Right. So the Australian Open and US Open are on hard courts. That's like concrete with a special surface. The French Open is on clay courts, which are slower and made of crushed brick. And Wimbledon is on grass, which is the fastest surface.
The grass at Wimbledon is so pretty, and it's totally different tennis. The ball bounces lower and faster, so you get these amazing serve and volley rallies.
Exactly. A rally is when the ball goes back and forth between players. Some rallies are short, just a few hits, and some can go on forever, especially on clay courts.
Oh my God, yes. I love those long clay court rallies. Like when Rafael Nadal plays at the French Open, those points can last 30 or 40 shots. It's like a chess match, but with running.
The doll is perfect for clay. He's won the French Open 14 times. But let's talk about serving because that's how every point starts.
Right, so the server gets two chances to get the ball in the service box, right?
Exactly. You serve from behind the baseline, and the ball has to land in the opposite service box. That's the rectangle on the other side of the net. If your first serve goes out or hits the net, you get a second serve.
And if both serves miss, that's a double fault and you lose the point automatically. But when someone hits a perfect serve that the other player can't even touch, that's an ace.
Aces are so satisfying to watch. Some players like John Isner or Ivo Karlovic can serve over 140 miles per hour. The receiver literally can't react fast enough.
That's insane. Speaking of dramatic moments, let's talk about match point. That's when someone is 1 point away from winning the entire match, right?
Yes, match point is the most exciting moment in tennis. The pressure is incredible because one shot can end everything.
I get so nervous watching match points. Like, remember when Novak Djokovic saved match points against Roger Federer at Wimbledon in 2019? My heart was pounding.
That was incredible. Federer had 2 match points, but Djokovic stayed calm and came back to win. That's what makes tennis so unpredictable. It's not over until it's over.
Exactly. And that's why I love tennis so much. You can be losing badly, but one break of serve can change everything. The momentum shifts are crazy.
A break of serve, that's when you win a game where your opponent is serving, is really important because serving gives you an advantage. You control the point from the start.
Right. That's why you see players celebrating so much when they break serve. It's like stealing something from your opponent.
And different players have different styles. Some players, like Serena Williams, have powerful serves and try to hit winners quickly. Others, like Simona Halep, are defensive. They return everything and wait for their opponent to make mistakes.
Oh, I love watching defensive players. They run down every ball and somehow get it back. It's like they never give up. The crowd goes crazy when they hit impossible shots.
And that brings up another important thing. Tennis crowds are usually very quiet during points. Unlike other sports where fans cheer constantly, tennis fans only clap and cheer between points.
Yeah, except at the US Open. They're way louder there. But that quiet atmosphere at most tournaments makes those big moments even more dramatic. When the crowd finally explodes after an amazing point, chills. Speaking of amazing moments, let's talk about some of the incredible rivalries in tennis. They really create those dramatic crowd moments we were just talking about. Like, what's your favorite tennis rivalry, Teta?
Oh, wow, there are so many great ones. I think Federer versus Nadal is probably the most famous. They played each other 38 times over 15 years, and their styles were completely opposite. Federer was graceful and elegant, while Nadal was powerful and intense.
Yes, and their 2008 Wimbledon final is considered one of the greatest matches ever played. Nadal won in 5 sets, and it went almost 5 hours. The final set was played in darkness because they didn't have lights on center court back then.
That match shows how important the mental side of tennis is. When you're playing for hours, it's not just about physical skill anymore. You have to stay focused and confident even when you're exhausted. Tennis players call this mental toughness.
Absolutely. You see players talking to themselves, taking deep breaths, or doing little rituals before they serve. Like Nadal always picks at his shirt and touches his hair in the same order. These habits help them stay calm under pressure.
That's so true. Tennis technique is really important. Things like how you hold the racket, that's called your grip, and how you move your feet can make a huge difference in how you play. Speaking of technique, there are some fun tennis shots that's worth knowing about. Let's talk about a few more tennis terms that are fun to know. A drop shot is when you hit the ball softly so it barely goes over the net. It's meant to surprise your opponent who's standing far back, and a lob is the opposite. You hit the ball high over your opponent's head.
Ooh, and approach shots. That's when you hit the ball and then run toward the net to put pressure on your opponent. It's risky because if they hit a good passing shot around you, you look silly, but when it works, you can win the point quickly with a volley.
When you're watching tennis on TV, pay attention to the patterns. Notice how players move each other around the court. One player might hit to the left, then to the right, then back to the left, trying to make their opponent run and get tired or out of position.
Yes, and watch how they use the angles. Good players don't just hit the ball straight. They hit it cross court or down the line to open up the court and create better opportunities for their next shot. It's like chess, but with running.
Speaking of great strategy, let's talk about some current players. Novak Djokovic is incredible at defense. He turns defense into offense better than anyone. And Carlos Alcaraz, the young Spanish player, is amazing at combining power with finesse. He can hit winners from impossible position.
And on the women's side, Iga Swiatek from Poland has this incredible forehand, and Coco Gauff is so exciting to watch. She's young, fast, and fearless. These players are creating amazing rivalries for the next generation.
For English learners, watching tennis is actually great practice. The commentators explain what's happening in real time, you learn lots of sports vocabulary, and the matches can be long enough to really improve your listening skills. Plus, tennis players come from all over the world, so you hear different accents. And with streaming services now, you can watch tennis tournaments from all over the world. The Grand Slams are obviously the biggest, but there are tournaments almost every week. Even smaller tournaments have great tennis and excellent commentary for learning. Wow, we've covered so much today, from love and deuce to grand slams and rivalries, from drop shots to mental toughness. The most important thing is that tennis is a sport where you can always learn something new, whether you're playing or just watching. Every match tells a different story. See you next time for more sports, more English, and more fun. Until then, keep watching, keep learning, and keep speaking.